Cruz Combat is a proud sponsor of the Combat Jiu-Jitsu 2020 Lightweight World Championships. Our custom high-end performance apparel is worn by combat athletes around the world. With performance pieces designed to last a lifetime, our graphics never fade, crack, or peel. Cruz Combat apparel isn't just made for the mat. Our lifestyle line features dozens of unique designs printed on the softest, most durable fabric out there. And we do custom designs, any quantity, big or small. Order your Cruz Combat gear today.
Zach Meslani now making his way to the stage. Meslani in the black and white. Expect fireworks, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
It's Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem.
Veritable dream team of killers.
Him and JM holding down the fort at 10th Planet Bethlehem.
Great technique. He's
a beast. He's a savage.
Excellent coaches, I have to say. Great guys, JM and Zach.
That's a beautiful.
Great guys, JM and Zach.
Veritable dream team of killers.
He's a beast. He's a savage.
It's Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem. That's 10th Planet Bethlehem. It's a
great technique. It's
10th Planet Bethlehem.
Recording live from the congressional offices here in Washington, D.C., your nation's capital. Big Uncle Zach Maslany. What up, dog? It's me, bitches. Sorry, I've been doing just Swizz Beats. Swizz Beats just, it's been in my head lately. I don't know why. So I've been thinking about like getting a hype man and paying somebody, which I already do have a couple of hype men, but I would like to have just one guy who doesn't even train jiu-jitsu, who just kind of follows me around and just yells shit out. Like, I just want to have like a hype man. It's just like every time I say something, he's like Ashley Larry from Chappelle Show, where every time I say something, he's like, yup, okay, and shit like that. So I kind of want to get a hype man. I've been wanting to do that for a while. And shout out to the guys. Also, someone sent me, I don't go on Reddit or anything like that. The last time I was on Reddit, it wasn't good. Someone sent me a post of how I shouldn't even bring this up. And I know what JM would say right now. But when, someone sent me a post about how we were charging $30 for an intro lesson at our school just for people, for them to be serious because, if you're just coming in for a free class, you're wasting your time, you're wasting our time, pay the $30 and then we give you a discount on the registration fee, which usually give you shorts and a t-shirt. So, or shorts and a rash guard or whatever when we have them. And we're not in the middle of a pandemic and you can't get anything from cross seas because China. That's all I'm going to say about that. And so what was I talking about? China? And I was talking about, you know what? I don't know. I'm going to sip this. I'll remember it in a second, but I'm going to sip this beautiful Kimera coffee that we got. What do you think, Mike? Kimera coffee? Did you taste it yet?
Not yet.
It's really good. It's really good. But it is good. So shout out to the guys.
Ooh, that's smooth.
Yeah. Shout out to the guys at Kimera Coffee. Send us this.
Where are they out of?
Show. Actually Dominican Republic. So, I've been going back and forth online with, one of the founders of Kimera Koffee. So it's been cool. I meet a lot of people on Instagram. I take time like every day to like kind of jump on there and talk back and forth with people. And, it just ends up leading to cool stuff. So I sent him a t-shirt. Like he's been following Grace for a while. So this one's the dark roast coffee with cognitive enhancers. Boosted energy levels, optimized focus, concentration, enhanced athletic performance. Yeah, this has a bunch of good stuff in it too. Water, KimeraKoffee.com. Nice. So check them out. They sent me a cool mug too. And then this one right here. This one is Focus. So, I think a lot of you guys have known they've been sponsoring, jiu-jitsu guys forever, Gary Tone and some other dudes. So, that's really cool. Oh, I know. I think I was talking about, I know what I was talking about. I was talking about, getting a hype man to just follow me around, and I was talking about Swizz Beats. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Someone just screaming in the background. So now I was talking about Swizz Beats, how he does that for Cassidy. Like he brought in Cassidy, and he would just scream. He would just be like, yeah. Like, and then if Cassidy would mess up, he would kind of jump in and kind of save the day. So, but what I was going to say is before I got off on the Reddit tangent, and the last time I was on Reddit, I was cursing people out for talking shit on our school and talking shit on us. And it was like blatant stuff. And I know they've talked shit on us and talked shit on Grace and talked shit on everybody before. And I don't really care. I don't really let it bother me. You know, the Stoics will tell you just be unflappable. Don't let it mess with you. But so what ended up happening is someone sent me another Reddit post where it was all about how I talked on the last show that I did. I talked about rap music and how I'm like an underground hip hop head, which I'm not really underground. I mean, I guess you could call this underground. The finisher sub only is kind of the underground. So, you know, underground hip hop head. But yeah, I've been listening to rap music and jiu-jitsu. And, you know, ever since I was a kid, you know, once I started martial arts, especially got really into the harder rap is what I was thinking about in my head before that came out wrong. And then also, you know, I always went to the mixtape stores and I got the, you know, stuff that people didn't hear about. Then I listened to the old stuff like KRS-One. And, you know, guys like that. And just, you know, I remember when Wu-Tang Clan came out. I remember my stepbrother Mike was like, yo, have you heard this new band, the Wu-Tang? I'm like, what? Like, I thought it sounded so stupid at first. And I was like, oh, snap. Then I heard the 36 Chambers and I was like, wow, this is definitely different from stuff that I was used to at the time. You know, because there was everybody knew Biggie and Tupac and all that stuff. But then when other guys started coming out like that, like, you were like, whoa. And then, you know, my brothers would always get into like, even before there was the actual tapes, when people would go online, Hot 97 at night or whatever the other radio stations were, I can't really remember, but they would record, like my stepbrother Tony, he would record, he would wait and have the tape recording. He would record the whole thing. And then he had so many tapes and like, it's like, damn, like that's how you listen to music. You could record what was coming on the radio on a tape. If you hit the record button and you know, play at the same time and it would record it. It was pretty, I got into that for a while. And then I remember when CDs came, damn, dude, my buddy Tim just hacked everything and downloaded everything. Did you have a guy like that or was that you?
What?
Everybody had a guy like that.
That would record stuff?
Yeah, but not just record stuff, but just go on to Napster and download everything.
I was turned on to Napster from a friend, and then I ended up being a huge Napster guy. Yeah. And LimeWire. Yeah, like I wrote it out from Napster, LimeWire, Pirate Bay, and then I think finally everything just got shut down. I was like, whoa,
I'm out. You know what I mean? Once I didn't go all the way to Pirate Bay. I tried the torrent thing, and I was like, what?
You just fuck up computers. And then the sound quality of the music ended up sucking half the time, or like somebody was just an asshole and it wasn't the right song.
Yeah, you just fuck up computers.
But do you remember how like slow the internet was then? So it would be like, oh, I got, you know, it's going to be 2 days till the song downloads.
Yeah, I would put them on at night and then go to sleep, and my dad would catch it and be really pissed off.
Yeah, my dad would come on to play video games, and then I'd wake up and then everything on LimeWire just stopped.
He hated that. But like we had one guy, my boy Tim, we had one guy that was like totally, he just jumped on and he got like the really fast computers and you knew how to do all that stuff. So he downloaded, he would come in with lists. The FBI is going to be after him after this podcast, but because they just filed that thing about they're going to go back and just catch people that have been downloading porn for like hundreds of years. You know,
the UFC or Dana White put out that warning, and I think they're going to. I mean, they shut down Pirate Bay. They were the ones that took down like a lot of really big torrent companies for the illegal streams.
Yeah, but what about?
It's not going to affect us. It's just going to affect where we get it from.
Right. What about Blank TV? It's not Blank TV, but I'm not going to even say it because I don't want people to ruin it by going on there and doing it. But what about that TV thing that we have that illegally streams all fights now?
Yeah, there's a lot of different ones. There's still a couple out there that are left, and you can, like my one buddy told me about one where, you know, if you put up with enough pop-ups,
I'm not doing that.
You can get to a movie. I'm like, I'll pay the $3 on Amazon, bro.
I know at this point, but you could get that one TV thing that we were talked into, and it's like $10 or $20 a month, and I don't even have to pay it monthly. I could just go on and pay it per month.
There's ones now that like you pay them to have their shit together, and then because then they don't need sponsorships and pop-ups, so then everything runs really smooth. Yeah.
Dude, I'm waiting. I haven't used it for the fights yet, but it's coming up, so I'm going to be able to show myself. I'm going to just be able
I allegedly used it for the back half of last year, and they streamed perfect. And a lot of them, when they do overseas, I believe they show the fights overseas for free, and they put commercials in it, so you get full HD. Like when it's out of the United States, it's a lot easier to pull an HD feed.
We're going to jail.
This is all alleged, but yeah, it's still out there. I'm interested to see because he was threatening people, but it's also Dana White. He talks shit.
Yeah, and you got to put those threats out there because that'll catch like 20% of wimps.
Yeah,
and like
a couple of regular,
God, I
Joes.
can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
and everyone else goes, oh, we're doing it. At the new school, allegedly, I want to put up a projector.
Yeah.
So that way we can project like the jiu-jitsu matches on the end. Honestly, we could just have it when the tournament's going on. We could have the sponsors up there. We can have all that stuff. Dude, the new school is blowing my mind. This freaking guy, though, you know, people, this is the thing with everything that's going on. No one is going to come and save you, and no one's trying to give you any money. I'm working. Like, I'm the definition of a hustler. Like, I know all these guys. I'm not making as much money as some of these people, and I'm not selling drugs on the street. But, dude, I have like 9 different deals on what you know how I tell you a lot of shit. I'm working on. You're doing the same stuff. You got to be working on like a million different things. I don't put all my eggs in one basket. Although, you know, obviously the jiu-jitsu school is my main thing. But like I do, and I don't have any like credit card debt or anything. So I'm trying to pay stuff off, but I'm also trying to make new deals. And like the new school, that it's a possibility. I mean, it's close to 100%, but I mean, I just want the guy to tell me for sure 100%.
I mean, I want to point out too, not to interrupt, but no one ever sees what it actually takes to get the new school. Like how long we looked at that over the summer.
Yeah.
Like right around when Corona first hit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how many months ago has this been? 3, 4, 5 months? And it's still getting the process through?
Yeah, and that's a quick one. You know, it could take up to a year. That's why when people start saying, like, I'm going to do this, I'm like, start looking now, man.
And if you don't start hammering on that and start staying on top of, like, how that guy is that you're working with, like, you could easily have, like, if you're not on top of it, someone could easily walk in there and be like, hey, I want this.
Yeah, I know.
Right now. And then if it's the timing's bad where he's supposed to get back to you, but somebody else came right at the beginning of when he's allowed to sell again, you could lose it. It happened to me with apartments.
Yeah. That's why I'm staying on it, because I got to be up his butt and just be like, dude, like, we need it done. You know, so that's how I'm doing it with everybody. I'm just being on people's butts. 2021 is a new year. I know it is corny to be like, it's a new year, new me, but you know what? It is. I'm going to be up people's butts like fucking toilet paper. I don't know. Because that's the only way to get stuff done. It really is. I mean, the only way to get stuff done is to push people a little bit in the right direction. No one's coming to save you. No one's trying to give you money. Even if it's there to give, they're just going to hold on to it. So hopefully it shows up in their pocket. So if you really want money and you really want government grants and all this different stuff, you're like, how do you even get that? Bro, you got to look into it. I have people that sometimes I don't even look into it, but people tell me about it. I have some really reliable people that always want to help me out, which is really awesome. So shout out to those guys. You know who you are. I'm not giving up my people. I'd be like telling them Derek for real. I'd be like telling them. I don't want to tell like the movie Blow. You know what I'm talking about? Derek for real. Derek fucking for real.
I'm not telling Blow in a while.
You know what I'm talking about though? When he tells the Connect. It's when he tells the Connect and he's like, give up your West Coast Connect. He's like, I don't want to give up the Connect. And then finally he shoots him in the leg. And he's like, fine, Derek for real. Derek fucking for real. He tells him, and then guess what? The guy screws him over. He's at like a New Year's party, and the guy calls him up. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I forgot how crazy that movie is.
Yeah. Yeah, and he lost all that money because he told him about his Connect, and that's why you don't tell him.
Who's in that? Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to get into that this weekend.
Pee Wee Herman.
Blow.
Yeah.
Not the movie.
I mean, either way, I'm sure you can get into both. Put it on the background or something. But dude, what a good movie though. Yeah. I want to go back and rewatch that one too, because I watched that a bunch when I was a kid. Then I got off of it because I watched it too much.
You've been pulling up a lot of good ones to rewatch, starting with the Terminator.
Yeah, I go back because that's dude. Like someone was just saying it like it's never going to be like it is again. Like it was, and it is always like that. It's never gonna be like it was 10 years ago. Never gonna be like it was 10 years ago. But the 90s, dude, I feel like if you lived in the 80s and 90s, dude, and you were like competent and like old enough to be able to see cool shit, like movies were so epic back then. When a movie came out, it was like,
dude, you remember like all like the McDonald's would sponsor it, and then like you go and get the Batman cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I remember when that.
So awesome.
Yeah, theaters sold out. Did a wait in line.
We used to do, when I was doing karate, we would do, when Jackie Chan put out like,
yes,
I don't know, we would do a karate demonstration, breaking boards at the local Carmike, and now you go to a movie theater, it looks like a fucking wasteland around here. It's like,
I think the one over here went under.
I'm sure. What about the Boyd? What's up with that?
The Boyd, where's that at? Is that the one in Easton?
Bethlehem. That's the Bethlehem.
Yeah.
What do we do with that?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Some of them bring them back, like what is it, Emmaus Theater, where we were looking at doing Jokes and Chokes.
Yeah.
They're still running, and you can rent it out and like go there and have a viewing party.
Mm-hmm. So like my idea on the new school, like I keep saying like, I don't know what I'm doing. That one and like butt fucking. He's like, don't say butt fucking. That's not cool. Butt fucking. I want to. I have like we'll probably have the tournament mats set up in the one area, but then we could break those down always and like just put them in the corner. And then we should have I want to get a stage.
Yeah.
That way we could just do it there.
Dude, you could get rolling bleachers.
Yeah, we'll have we get bleachers. We could have just a bunch of, those chairs are super cheap.
Yeah.
Chairs are super cheap. And you know what? Because, and if this, I talk about it a lot so it doesn't go down and I look like an idiot, but if this really goes down that we're able to start doing all this stuff, in the next 3 years are going to be crazy just getting shit set up. I want to set up the podcast, my podcast here over there.
Yeah.
So I'll, pay you to come over to the spot, work with me there. So that way I could just go in my office. And, because I have me and JM is, I don't know which one he wants, but I'll take either one. I don't care. There's 2 offices. There's one here and one here. So you know how we always are like, Freddie got finger when he's like, I don't see 2 LeBarons, I don't see 2 LeBarons, but actually there are 2 LeBarons.
Yeah. You could easily set that up because all you'd have to do is get the ring lights. And then
2 LeBarons, dude.
You would be it would be super easy to do. You would use your desk as what you're doing now. And then it would just be setting up the lights.
Yeah, we have a nice desk already, so one of us will get that, and then I might even just get a different desk, and then I'm gonna get I want to get a computer, get some
exotic animal heads for the wall.
Yeah, I'll probably get my dogs to come in when I do it. Yeah, we'll get some cool stuff to put on the wall. It'll be awesome. Like we'll make it look. Really
the best
cool
part about it is from watching you guys grow since I met you. This is going to allow 5 to 10 years worth of growth without moving.
Mm-hmm.
Where before it was always like, hey, this, and like I run into the same problems, like and I'll say that to people and they don't understand what I'm saying. And I'm like, well, this space isn't big enough for what I want to do. But that space you would be able to put the tournament mats in. Now, that's the other stuff I'm saying is like people don't realize how difficult it is for you to find a venue. Yeah. And then a venue that wants to do, remember we tried doing it at the Ice House, which would have been awesome.
Yeah.
The lady's like, what's jujitsu? What are you doing? Who's going to get hurt?
They all want to fight me on it. And then like everybody gets in trouble. We can't do what we want.
Yeah. Even the warehouse where you were like putting money in that guy's pocket. And then the neighborhood was like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What do you want it to be? You could literally, if you lived in a neighborhood, you could come up and see like legit some of the best jiu-jitsu players in the world going at it. And
all it was over parking.
Yeah. The cops
on a Saturday.
But now he's afraid and basically shut down. And now and that's what sucks. And now because of that, we could have been paying him because he was like, I don't know, $250. And I was like, what? I'll pay you $5. I'll come back here, pay you $500. I'll pay $1,000 because that's what other places were charging us.
Yeah.
$1,500. Now, granted, we're making out a lot. They know we're making out a lot of money. And we're not making a lot of money, but we're doing really good. And we're the ones taking the neck out and doing it.
You built it.
And thanks for everybody who supported the finishers, like down in Maryland, the finishers lockdown. And I'm just so everyone knows on the finishers sub only right now. Maybe I'll clip this out and put it up there. But we're just waiting on to get the confirmation on the new spot. Because if we get that, we're going to have to move in there sooner than later. And then I'm going to have my team of lawyers have to battle my current landlord for the situation we're in there because of the heat. And hopefully he'll let us out without charging us $1 million. But even if we have to pay a penalty, I'll just have him push it back 5 years and then we'll pay it off plus legal fees. But it'll be worth it because I don't want to lose the spot. So we got to make a move. And then, everybody else is going to chip in a little bit more at the school. But just so you guys know that people are like, where's the tournament, man? Where's the tournament? Listen, the tournament's coming, but I want to make sure that we have that spot. If we get that spot, the tournament goes off there.
Yeah. There's 2 parking lots.
And if
there's the concession stand, because you'll be able to open the coffee shop there, and then I'll be able to set up and do food and shit. Like it's every obstacle we've ever had in trying to do anything with the tournament completely wiped out.
It's parking is fine.
Done.
there's not a guy like in the middle of the matches while I'm like making sure that everything is going according to plan. No one's dying.
Yeah.
Guys are reffing. People aren't too drunk in the stands.
No more hotel
and the
rooms.
Guys going like this.
No more hotel rooms.
Yeah, I don't have to pay hotel rooms anymore.
No more bullshit with like, hey, there's only one entrance.
Yeah. Hey,
so,
yeah, the bathroom. Oh yeah, there's 150 people coming. By the way, the
bathroom's through my office. Step over old newspapers, but don't rack them. I'm saving them for my son.
Yeah, and it's destroyed.
Who wouldn't have straightened up beforehand?
Yeah, remember that place?
And I was like, dude, what's with the airplane?
Oh yeah, that place. Dude.
There was an airplane.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I forgot there was two places because the other one was a spot where there was like you had to go through the wrestling room, then around the corner,
right?
And then there was only like one restroom for guys and girls.
Yeah.
And
a million guys.
Yeah. And then I just felt bad for the women that were there because they were like trying to take their kids, and they're just like. And then add in the people that are stoned.
Yeah, I know. PSA, I never told any of those people to come. I mean, they came on their own. Like,
but
no,
the warehouse one, like I was like, where's the bathroom? And then he's like, then there were so many people that he was like just telling people it was okay to piss outside.
Yeah, well, that's
middle of the day.
That's what we got in trouble for at the hotel. And remember, the hotel was the same situation.
Yeah.
I go, hey, where's the bathroom? He goes, well, usually there's one right here.
Yeah.
Which is, I look over and it's right there. He goes, but that one's not working. So I'm like, why would you even tell me about that one?
Yeah, because that's right. Then you had to walk down and go into the it was like the hotel was like at a Die Hard.
Yeah,
it was so dated.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta go and I'm like, dude, come on, man.
Like when you have to hang up directions.
We would have paid for a porta potty. And
what's funny is like that was the most money they've ever made in years just off of booze. Off of booze.
We paid them $2,000 or something like that to go there, and we still made out.
See, but that's the thing too now is at the new spot you can get a brewery to come in.
Yeah, done. Dude, it's done. It's done. We'll have food, coffee. People
then we start having leverage too. Hey man, you want to fucking sell booze here? Sponsor fucking Now We Go. Sponsor us. Fuck with us. Let us do shit with you. I don't know. That's what I told you before when I was like, I want to start taking control. Yeah. We're a lot fucking bigger than
locally. Yeah. Locally, when this
we fucking own this.
Why I'm really pumped about this too. Yeah. We're in Bethlehem. It's in because right now we're in Palmer Township, Easton. But when we move to Bethlehem, dude, it's going to be crazy.
I like that it's in that neighborhood. It's like off to the side there
too. Yeah. We're not even going to put up. I got to obviously clear this one with JM too. But I mean, I don't think we're going to even be allowed. I got to talk to
put up like the jiu-jitsu.
We probably won't be allowed.
Put it inside where the tournament shit
is.
That's
what I'm saying.
Because then you could lower the lights, have the fucking red neon, and fucking
I'm gonna be like, I love calling up. Shout out to Evan from Fast Signs. Fast Signs in Allentown, not Fast Signs in Easton, because Fast Signs in Allentown is the one who fucks with us, right? But Fast Signs in Easton can kiss my ass, the one we're next to.
Yeah, they don't help you guys.
No, they don't. I don't deal with those guys. We got ongoing beefs with them that my lawyers would be upset if I talked about.
Oh my god, little neighborly grudge.
Yeah, but Evan from Fast Signs in Allentown, dude, is the man, and he's been killing it for us for years. He put their sign in, our sign. I was like, yo, I need the windows tinted or whatever. I don't even see him. He's like Batman. He's like a ghost. He just shows up in the middle of the night. I get a picture. Windows are tinted. And then I just call and make a payment. Dude, so he's crushing it. Yeah, well, I'm going to be like, yo, I need the sign taken down and put up in the new spot in the tournament area.
I wonder what that is, because I started looking into different things and whatnot, and I forgot how much the township controls what you're allowed to do. But I mean, it's a commercial spot, so you have to be able to put signage up.
Yeah, we'll put a sign, but we'll just put a big F.
Yeah.
Just a big, huge F, so people are like, okay, if they know it's finishers, it is. If not, then, because like even people with we put an article or where we put something out and people can't figure it out. Me and JM say it all the time. Like, guy can't figure out how to get to the school. They're like calling us like there's a huge red jiu-jitsu sign and the guy's in front by Redner's and he's like, I don't know where you guys are at. And I told Andrew, like, just hang up on that guy, dude. Like, he's not to be a jerk or to be like, we don't need every guy. But I mean, dude, how hard is it going to be able to teach that guy jiu-jitsu? He don't even know to drive around a block. Let me give you guys a tidbit. Before you call and ask questions and bother somebody and waste time, try to do it yourself. Like, don't be like, hey, man, where do you guys get mats from? Figure it out. Figure out where you got mats from.
Yeah.
Like, look up. Hey, they're from Fuji. Okay, cool. Hit me up about the mats. Fine. That's good. But like, you don't have to ask. Some people are just, maybe it's just that they just want to talk to you.
I think it is. It's hard. I deal with a lot of that too. And over the years, in the beginning, I was really like, I wouldn't care about telling people, yeah, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. But then it gets to a point, the further you get with your business, where not to be obnoxious, but it's like, I don't really have time to sit here and tell you how I did all this, man. Exactly. Like, no one, I mean, we've been working together for the last 4 years, but we've been, we feed off of each other. And that's totally different than someone, being, if I was like, hey, Zach, like, I really want to start doing a tournament similar to yours. Can you just give me the blueprints?
Hey, I get that once a month. I get that. Like, that's actual true. Like, I know you just made that up, but I actually get that.
No, I'm starting a tournament.
I actually get that once a month. So, but yeah, I think, dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm just super hype about that place. I'm really excited. I mean, me and JM been working a long.
I'm trying not to get too pumped. Like, I'm 90% sure it's gonna swing the way you guys want it. Yeah. And I can't wait to just even help move stuff in and see it grow.
Yeah.
But it's a game changer for you. The building's huge.
If we have to move over there sooner, then we have to cut over at this place, and I don't want to owe them like $20,000. So we'll just, we'll fight them a little bit, whatever. But, I'll cut a deal with them. I'd rather settle out of court on that one and have to like deal with legal fees and stuff.
Or try and figure it out where you use that space. No, because it's pointless. Why would you have two? The other one's so giant.
Right. But you know what I could do with that one though? I could like start over there and just, move everything that we have over, get classes running at that spot. And we'll just run the tournament. Like before we're like we're really moved over. We'll just start running the tournament. We'll get Brian set up. Because if you get some of the other stuff set up.
If you ran a tournament, you'd have enough to float. Like the tournament would do more than pay for the rent there.
At
and
the
you could,
old spot,
yeah.
So, and then like I said, some of the things we're working on right now, and I have so many ideas, man. I have these blue mats I want to set up. That reminds me. Like the BJJ Fanatics, man. Shout out to those guys. Like if you haven't picked up me and Jay, I'm writing stuff down. If you hadn't picked up me and JM's DVDs yet, I'm gonna be working and putting out another one. But shout out to the BJJ Fanatics, Mike Zenga, and all those guys. It's really cool, like doing those DVDs and like being a guy that people look to for knowledge is dope. Like I know we got to talk our shit and stuff. Now we do that a lot, but. And we were like, yeah, we this and that. But man, it is really cool to be a part of that because people every month or so, we're getting paid from that. So like people are buying that all the time. And I always tell guys this, there's so many more new people in jiu-jitsu than there is, or beginners or intermediate guys than there are advanced. Because a lot of guys don't stick it out. So it always starts off with everybody. And then by the end, there's less. Like look at the old, I think our school is an example. Is more than an example of guys sticking it out. But you look at pictures of our guy a couple of years ago, and there's just so many dudes that guys can think about that are just gone, So like there's less advanced guys. So like advanced guys, I watch a lot of videos, but beginner guys are the ones who watch videos because they get engulfed in it because media nowadays and everything. So there's Instagram, and then we sell these DVDs and people just keep buying.
Where are they out of?
BJJ Fanatics?
Yeah.
Their home office where they make the DVD, where they, print up the DVDs and like, have their computers and all that stuff is in Boston. What's the name of it's like close to Boston.
Yeah. Is it one dude or?
It's a bunch of people that work there. There's a bunch of cool guys. I don't know who's working there all the time, but the guy who owns it, his name is Mike Zenga. And the other guy's name is Bernardo Faria. Like he's one of the guys he's a black belt in Marcelo, has been training forever, world champ and all this stuff. And they just started it back in the day. And then I got hooked up with them. I got to give a shout out though to, Jason Scully, like check out the Grappler's Guide. And if you guys want to buy any of this stuff, like BJJ Fanatics has a deal going on every other week. So just wait for that. Like just search them and just wait till they have a deal going on because they're always hooking people up too. But if you want to get the Grappler's Guide, hit me up and I'll just confirm with my man, Jason Scully. He's the one who put us on. He just put out a thing on the 10 Planet blog one day. Like, hey, I'm looking for 10 Planet guys to film videos for my website. And Grappler's Guide is something that JM even knew about before me. He's the one who introduced me to that. And we got hooked up with Jason and we were the 10 Planet guys on the Grappler's Guide. And then you're mixed in with like Travis Stevens and the Olympic judo guy and like Craig Jones, Josh Hinger, and all these other guys are on there. And they're the ones, think about it, they're the ones who broke us into Jason gave us the opportunity. Me and JM filmed all these videos. He paid us for it, which was awesome. We got a bunch of clout from that. We still get paid when people sign up for Grappler's Guide. And then because we were on the Grappler's Guide, I was able to get hooked up with BJJ Fanatics because Thor won the Combat Jiu-Jitsu, and then they noticed him. Fuji sponsored him for the time being. And then Travis was like, hey, you guys are cool, and you guys are his coaches. You guys should do a DVD. Then Thor did a DVD, and now we're just doing more DVDs. And I just have all these ideas in my head, and I'm just like, dude, I have like 3 DVDs that I want to film. You know, so when Quentin comes back, I'm going to have him on that shit. I want to build at the school a spot where we just film.
Yeah.
Just with those blue mats that I have.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even finish writing that down. See? How many ideas probably go through my head that are lost? I don't even know, but some of them are not so good. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I'm like, dude, no. Or I write something down and I'm like, nah.
Yeah, because if you have it set up to film and stuff in there, and like I was saying before, like if now I keep saying if like when you set it up, so now Ross doesn't have to do all that shit where it can be permanently set up, and you can like have like an aerial shot and like use multiple cameras and dial in lighting and like, I mean, it looks awesome, and that's traveling and Ross setting it up the night before. Imagine Ross being able to set all that shit up and keeping it set up and then being able to use that setup for anything you want to fucking do.
Yeah, it'll probably be Quentin because Ross is really busy.
Yeah.
I only bother Ross when it's like super crazy stuff because his job is so busy, so he's getting back into training, and also like when I need him to like hack someone's mainframe. I'm just like someone tried to break into our photographer for the Finishers website and steal the photos that she's selling, and that you could have got a discount rate instead of trying to go on and sell them. Here's his IP address. I'm like, Ross, hack this main sponsor. You know, I got banned from. He didn't do it. Obviously, I was joking around, but that's something I would go to him for. But he's like the Matrix. He's like Neo in the Matrix. He's like Morpheus.
Well, Quentin knows his shit, and he started that company with those other guys.
Yeah, Quentin's killing it. Dude.
Yeah, I want to reach out to those guys about coming on.
Yeah, he kills it for us. You'd love to have Quentin on, man. Like,
no, I've always seen Quentin around coming in the beginning, and then watching his progression of he's one who says he wants to do something, and he's doing it. I just keep
pushing him, man. Like, he's another guy. Like I talk to you, same thing. I talk to him. I talk to Juliana sometimes. Juliana Fonseca Photo, and I talked to a bunch of people that are just other entrepreneurs trying to get started, and like I motivate them, I guess, but it's just because I'm pumped up about shit, and I'm like, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm also looking at them like, how can I use this person? Not use them,
no, but going back to what you said before, I'd rather put my energy and time into people that are trying to grow and work off each other than somebody coming, hey man, how do I do that?
If Quentin goes into like a funk, or he doesn't feel like doing shit, that's his opportunity to do that. But my thing is like, he's just sometimes busy because he's working, he's got a girlfriend, he's got a whole thing, he was moving. But I'm always like, yo, bro, like, dude, you're fucking dude, let me pay you to do shit. You're fucking killing it, man. Like follow Quentin's daily journal. He got a really cool thing going on there. Like he's putting up his stuff. He's taking so cool pictures of us. A lot of his shit's out there. A lot of Juliana's stuff is out there. So, and Quentin, like he's in-house guy. He believed in us. Like,
and he don't care. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of people wouldn't put out those life journals and talk about the things that he's going through. Like, I love that he's just completely open and was like, whatever.
Yeah, he's killing it for us. So
good for him.
And Juliana's been working with us forever. And, all the guys, man, just whatever people are going for, man, I'm pumped up to try to help work with them, and how can I add them to the game? All the people I've been working with too, like I think it shows, and the people that JM, me and him just been, working together, but working with the people we've been working with forever. Like it's the same people. If they're going to stick with it, we're sticking with them. Like it's the same. We've been using the same people since the first, finishers, all that stuff. So yeah, man, I'll just have that shit set up where we'll just be filming there. So yeah, but if you haven't got those DVDs, go out and cop them. I'm going to put up a new one. Quentin comes back on Sunday, so I'm going to start filming on that next week. Maybe JM will do a combat jiu-jitsu one. That would be really cool.
Oh, that'd be real cool.
You said he's doing a show this weekend coming
Saturday. I don't know. He just hit me up and was just like, hey, can I interview somebody? Which is funny because I've had a lot of people reach out that want to interview stuff, but I'm always down for learning the other side. Even when George was here, it's like sometimes I like to learn, like setting up the white balance. There's a lot of shit that I don't do that needs to be done, but I'm only one person. So sometimes I like focusing on that. So I was like, no, I'll run the switcher. And he's like, if you want to jump in. And so I'm excited to see how he is over here.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
That'll be cool.
That's gonna be awesome. Well, he's been thinking about doing something for a while. I know he's like thinking about doing like a blog thing. But yeah, I mean, dude, you got all this stuff going. It's just gonna help us, promote shit even more. So I'm pumped to hear. Plus, I'm sick of the fucking shit I'm listening to. I'm sick of all the people out there, man. Like that. Like I just keep getting, I want to get off of it. I want to get off of a lot of the crap I've been listening to. I don't really listen to Rogan, although I saw he had a Scientology guy on the other day.
I did. It's the guy who put out the documentary. I think it was on HBO or Showtime called Going Clear.
I might go back and listen to that one, but I haven't listened to Joe Rogan in so long.
I pick and choose. I did Mark Normand. I love Mark Normand's comedian.
Oh, okay.
He's real fucking out there and weird.
I know that.
It's like Tim Dillon, Mark Normand are like my two faves. Yeah, I pick and choose Rogan. He has too much weird stuff.
I'm done with the conspiracy crap. I mean, political crap. It's
the political crap, I can't take it.
We're owned by China.
Even the hunting stuff's getting old.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of...
The what?
Hunting stuff, where he just constantly, it's the same thing.
Oh, yeah. I can't even, in the other podcasts, I quit listening to those other guys, and it's like,
Tim Dillon's my new favorite. He's totally insane.
I listened to that one.
He went off for 25 minutes on an Airbnb.
Yeah, I heard that was great. We left a couple dishes in there or something. Yeah.
I don't know. He was, I don't know. I like how over the top he is.
Yeah, no, I like him. Let me just check what else is going on here. I had written down for some reason, there was a Christmas meme. It was so stupid. I don't know why I even wrote this down, but I must have been doing it. Just was like a Santa Claus. And it was just like this, and it was like just a Santa Claus, and it said, it's beginning to look like a lot like, and at the bottom it said, Biden cheated. I don't know why that was so funny, but, I want to talk about this. So, Sid was running a homeless, not homeless, but like, collect clothing for, homeless people and collect clothing and, all types of stuff for, was I even on the camera?
Yeah, you're good.
I'm just like chilling all the way back.
No, you're good.
It's because of the seat. I just keep rolling backwards. But he was collecting for, we were doing it before Christmas, but then all these places we had to call, because at first I was like, he's calling these places. I'm like, let me check. And then I call him, and they don't want to take the stuff. So finally I get a hold of...
What is it, COVID, or they have too much, or what the fuck?
I have no idea. So, but I mean, this doesn't explain anything, but this explains you how,
people are.
And bureaucracies and shit. Like, and this is also why I never donate to any fund, because someone else is running it. Now, a homeless person's not getting it. You're not giving money to people with polio or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It's not, forget it. Do not give money. Do you want to round up to give money to starving kids in Africa? No, I don't.
No.
Because it's not going to them.
No.
If it was, I would give it to them, but it's not.
And you always hear like 10 years later where they're like, do you remember when they said that they were feeding Ethiopian kids? Well, they weren't.
Yeah. It was going to fucking Bill Gates and Hillary Clinton, idiot. So anyways, I go over there. So I'm like, you know what? Let me take some over because I want to help him out. And they get, he's got to get rid of the toys, and there's a bunch of clothes there. I was like, I worked out earlier today. I'm doing the podcast with you. I have the rest of the night off with my wife. That's like date night or whatever. Thursdays, we just hang out at home, which is watch movies because nothing's going on. And there's nowhere to go. Maybe we'll go out to eat. I don't know. But because places are allowed to have people in now. But I'm like, fuck it. I'll just take a couple over there because we need to start getting shit out of there. In preparation of the move for positive vibes, we need to get everything out. Like all the junk. I started already throwing shit away. So I'm load up like just a little bit in my trunk, like 6 bags, right? So I go over and I pull up to New Bethany Ministries, and it's the lady told me on the phone, clothes up front, you could drop them right off at front, and then you could put the food in the back, right? So up front, there's like 2 baskets. They're small baskets, and they have clothes in there. So I take the clothes, take them out of my car. I put like 4 bags. I go back. I get the last 2. I'm bringing them out. Some guy comes out, all masked up, one of the biggest masks I've ever seen in my life. It's like all over, up to his eyes, basically. It's like, okay, we get it. You voted for Biden. Cool. So, you know what I mean? Guy might as well have like a Biden blazer on the side. But anyway, so he goes, hey, are you dropping these off here? I go, yeah, obviously. And he's like, oh, you can't drop these off here. I go, why not? He goes, because we were not doing that anymore. You can't drop clothes off here. I go, okay, well, it's cold and there's some, looks like there's some nice stuff here. And the stuff that I dropped off, there was already like 4 people going through the bags, and they look like some raggedy individuals. I'm not going to lie. So I'm like, okay, wow, this is actually going to people. They're picking the shit up. And the one guy came over, looked, and he's like, hey, these are pants. And he picked them up. Right now, they also racks of dress clothes. Someone dropped off, I forget who it was, I like to know, but someone dropped off racks full of dress shirts, Like that would be something that someone like that eventually will need if they're trying to get their act together.
Yeah.
You know? And that's expensive shit. You can't just go buy that unless you're going to TJ Maxx, but these people didn't look like they're going to TJ Maxx or Home Goods anytime soon. And, you know, the clothes and the blankets are actually going to people. And the guy's like, you can't put them there. I was like, well, look, I looked over. I was like, it looks like people are using it. And he's like, well, you can't leave them all here. Did you already leave those here? As people are going through them, I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, you're going to have to take them away. And I just looked at the guy. I go, okay. And then a guy walks up right next to me. And I'm like not afraid of people walking up next to me. But like a guy just walked up next to me. I'm like, hey, what's up, partner? You know, and he's like, hey, just bring them down here. I was like, what? He's like, what is it? I was like, dude, this looks like someone dropped off like Carhartt stuff, like old, like Dickies or something.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like in the bag. Like a bunch of them, like a bag full. It was one of the last bags. And he's like, no. He goes, here, just give them to me. And he was taking them down the side and he took them around the car. I'm like, I don't know what he thinks is in there, but it's clothes. And these people look like their clothes were dirty. So they look like they needed clothes. So I wanted to just rack the guy in the head and just be like, what are you talking about? These people, I mean, it might just be like people are looking for free stuff and maybe they're going to take it and sell it to Salvation Army. Whatever, though. I don't even know if you can do that. But I mean, it looked like people who needed clothes were getting clothes and the guy was telling me to take them away. It's like, okay.
And then for not to have an explanation or to kind of be like,
he just said we don't
standoffish. Oh, we don't do that anymore.
Now, I will say this. We did have a closed drop-off box outside the school for a while. And I bitched for like days to get that shit taken out of there. And they finally took it out because people were dickheads and losers, I call them, were dropping off like couches, like broken couches and like broken like desks and stuff. And it was supposed to be for clothes.
There is always bullshit
so it's
with
like,
that.
Come on, man.
Sometimes my boss set up a thing out front and he was trying to do something and there was a van and they came down once a week. And what they do is they go around and they go around to the pickups before say it's for Salvation Army. They go and they take the stuff out before the Salvation Army does, and then they take it to thrift stores and sell it or sell it themselves at thrift stores. There's definitely scumbags out there. So, I mean, that guy you can kind of take off the hook, but for him not explaining what was going on, he's an asshole.
Yeah, and why don't they take the clothes, man?
Yeah,
they should at least... Same with the toys. Like, no one wants to take the toys. They're like, well, it's Christmas is over. So what?
Don't be the person that takes that shit if you don't take it.
Yeah, and then if they take it, just put it in the warehouse for next year. You tell me, dude, there's like footballs and drones and stuff. Like, dude, these might be toys that kids will never see, and we're giving it to them.
Next time you might be better off just doing like a thing where if people are in need, they can come and pick up or something. I don't know.
I might just, you know what I might do one time? I was thinking about this when I was over there, man. Next year, we might just we might just hit up and we could do something with Now We Go and everything like that. Cause I want to do something for charity, like what we did for when we do the jokes and chokes, but maybe we could do a thing. Cause bro, if it's like that, where people are just rolling through, picking shit up that I just left on the ground, like literally left 5 seconds ago and people are picking it up and going through it and picking out shirts. You know, I could see the one guy was like, holding it up to himself. Like, hey, that's my fit. So it's not like didn't look like he was selling it. So we might just get all the shit that we have now and like take it down to like that over there where that I don't know why I was gonna say Chuck E. Cheese, but it's not Chuck E. Cheese, Wendy's over on South Side there.
Yeah.
Just take it over there where that New Bethany Ministries is and just set it up and then maybe get a couple like grocery stores. Like we could go and, you know, force their hand and be like, yo, you need to give us like 15 turkeys. I don't give a fuck, dude. Give us turkeys, son.
When we were doing jokes and chokes, a lot of those, they will 100, like Weiss.
Yeah.
Weiss will give you discounts and do stuff like that. They have things that they do on a regular basis working with charities.
Yeah, and I would say like we could do a thing too where like maybe we get a bunch of food and we get people to donate, like maybe through Patreon, something like that, because we are going to set up a Patreon. I think I'm just going to set up a Patreon for myself, Big Uncle Zach, and then we'll set one up for Now We Go. And then I'm going to have things on there that people could pay me to do. Like if they're like, yo, I want, you know, or like for that, I could set up like, or we could even do a GoFundMe that says like, or maybe a different one than GoFundMe, because I heard some of that money goes to George Soros. But we could do one where people give money and then we take that money, we buy food, we show people, we take whatever the money is, we take that, go to the grocery store, get them to discount the hell out of it, take the food, go down, cook it right down there. We just set up, put up tents, and then we just be like, hey, you can come down and grab 2 free items, whatever. Here's the clothes piles, go through them, and just, try to keep the peace so people don't beat the shit out of each other.
Or give directly to the places that do those, like the homeless shelters.
Dude, nobody wants to. Actually, I should call. I didn't call the one homeless shelter, but nobody wanted to play ball. It was crazy.
How fucking crazy
it's
is that?
Weird. Like we called everywhere in Bethlehem and Easton, man, and everybody was just nah. I even called a police station, and they're like, I don't know what to tell you. Try, Salvation Army or the thrift store. I'm like, I tried those places. And I'm like, I'm just going to show up and drop it off at the thing. And the woman on the phone, the dispatch lady, was at the police office in Easton, was like, okay, you could do that. And I was like, dude.
The one in Nazareth has cameras.
Yeah.
And there's a giant sign that says, there is a camera. Do not drop your couch and bullshit off here.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm not going there. But I think the church, this church place that does serve.
Mask up, boy.
Serve people, they serve homeless people in the area. You can come in there and they also have like a little clinic for them and stuff.
I know Stoke does something in Easton. They do. I know the one dude, Tim Fry. He cooks every Thanksgiving, and I guess they open up the restaurant, and you can eat for free in there if you're homeless in Easton. We have to team up with people like that, and then once we're a big force, but then add on different things like a restaurant and shit. Like you can really start making waves.
Yeah, because fuck these people that don't want to help us. You don't want to take the donations.
They're the same people that bitch about the homeless people in the area.
They're the same people who think we should only get 600. We don't need 2,000. We don't need that money.
I forgot to check if mine came today.
Nah, mine ain't coming. So yeah, there's that. So here's a quick instructor tip from Big Uncle Zach. For those of you guys that are my instructors, you should be listening to this shit. If not, I'll clip this out anyways. But when you're teaching class, I want you to look around your class and know who's in your class. For instance, if there's a class going on and there's a woman in your class and it's a lot of weird looking big ass dudes, right? And it looks like she's about to get paired up with a weirdo, change it. Be like, hey, hold on. So no, when everyone's shrimping and you're watching the warm up, this just goes for everybody. No, and this is a guy would know this. Yeah, and it's on the people it's not on the instructor to like pair up people, but like just if it's a beginner class, you want to make people feel comfortable. If you want to go out of your way for 5 minutes, make people feel comfortable. Look who's in your class. If there's some little guy going with some huge dude, change it. Or if there's during your class, you see one guy is just trying to hurt a new guy or something, or a kid is doing that. Sid knows how to do this. We'll just change it. Like if one kid's like going really hard and another kid, we'll be like, hey, hold on a second. Let me get, Grace, get over here. Go with this person, and then you switch it because obviously one kid's getting scared or one adult's like kind of nervous. They're like just trying to get into it. Some of the people who are a little nervous to train end up being some of your best people, but you got to kind of jump them in slowly. You don't need to throw. Some people you just throw to the wolves. You're some teenage boy that's 19, 18, 17, like, just nuts about everything. Just throw him into the wolves. He got to learn. It's a good ego check for him. But like a 35-year-old woman who's trying to help some, 40-year-old woman, or like a 50-year-old guy, for instance. Let's say it's like an older guy who's like 50, 55, wants to start training jiu-jitsu, and you're going to put him with some like, 21-year-old fucking numbnuts. You're going to be like, dude, that's not who you wanted to put him with a guy that's like a little more experienced, someone who's not going to hurt him, someone who'll help him. Show them. I know the guys that take I only teach one fundamentals class, but I used to teach a lot of fundamentals. And I know the guys that come to my class, they know I'm going to take care of them, and that's one of the things. Like you want to make it hard, but you want to leave people also feeling good about themselves a little bit. Sometimes you're just going to get your ass kicked. That's the point of jiu-jitsu, especially when you first start out and you first start rolling. But there's no reason with leaving people feel okay. Like I always tell the guys, hey, let people win sometimes. It's the only way you're going to, like when I roll with the kids and stuff, I just let them win. Like I'll get out of a lot of stuff, but I still tap them though. I don't always just let them win. I'll choke them out and stuff, but I'll let them get me sometimes just so I'm like feeding them like John Stockton to Karl Malone. I'm just like, you know what I mean? I'll work with a bird like I'm Kevin McCall. Boom, and, but yeah, I got to do that stuff. So, just know who's in your class. Like it's easy. Just scan the room. Like don't get off your phone for 10 seconds, put Bob Marley on and then just scan the room. Be like, okay, here's baby Huey over here who weighs 300, who's like 6'4". Let's make sure he doesn't go over here with like 15-year-old kid who is just kind of wiry and just wants to get hurt. You could tell the way he's rolling. You put that kid with like a more experienced kid that can wrap him up. You don't put like a huge big guy. You got to put him with someone who can handle him. So, and that's like, I want my guys to know that, like, pay attention to what's going on in the class. Like if it's 5 minutes in and you see one person just, kneeling on someone or hitting them, or you could tell they might like, oh, here's someone I can beat. Let me take advantage of them. You got to change that. Because I'll see people who never want to go with someone their size. They want to go with smaller than them. I'll call that shit out. I'll be like, hey, yo, come here. You go with him. You're his size. And he'll be like, oh, huh? I'm like, no, what? It's weird. I always look at people too when they're like some badass and they've never rolled with me. They never roll with Thor. They never roll with JM. They never roll. And I'm like, huh, that's interesting. How come they never roll with us? It's kind of like a weird thing. Or there'll be like a guy who's huge, like 190. This used to happen at the open mat all the time. They'd be like, yo, let me roll with you. And I'd be like, how much you weigh? And they're like 190, 200. I'm like, I look over and I just see like Miles or like Andrew Jones and be like, why don't you roll with them? They're huge. I'm small. You're huge. Well, I'm not that big. You're 200 pounds. Go with him. You know what I mean? Like go with Renee. He's big as shit. Why you want to, they just, I don't know. They want to go with you to, prove that they're good or whatever. Just some guys. And I'm just like, bro, I'm getting old and hurt and shit. You got to go with the guys your size. But like some of the dudes my size, like, why are you ducking a guy your own size? Like if you're another brown or black belt, you come to my school, I expect to, you're going to roll with me and JM. You're going to roll with us because we're, you got to defend your territory in some sense. But it's, that's what I'm looking for. I want to roll with the best guy. So when like a guy comes that's bigger and he's ducking the other bigger guys that are good, I'm just like, huh, I'll just sip this tea. It happens all the time, but not so much as of late, really, because we haven't had a lot of outsiders in because of coronavirus. So we've been like, really keeping on the DL and only letting certain people come down and stuff because, just because your school's closed doesn't mean you get to come train at mine. So, plus I don't want a bunch of weirdos in there that I don't know either. Like everybody and their mom hitting up Andrew, like, I want to come down. Like, you got to sign up for a membership then, dog. How come you don't want to sign up for a membership, but you're driving a 7 Series and I don't have a 7 Series? I want a 7 Series. No, I'm just kidding. I don't give a fuck about a 7 Series. I don't see two LeBarons. But no, just so even at the new spot, like people are going to have to pay up, and that's not being like a dick or being greedy or anything like that. It's like, me and JM are putting our necks out for everything, breaking leases, doing all this crazy shit. We deserve to get paid. And, we're like working on doing like a little increase for everybody. And it's not like we're going to make, eventually, hopefully we're going to make more money, but that's on our merit and our hustle. The rest of the stuff, the extra dough that we have coming in is just to help pay for the rent. Like and we keep putting the money back into it too. Like who's giving you more of a return than us? Seriously, who's giving you more of a return than us? What place can you just sign up? You know what I mean? You're going to get access to all this shit. Like that's not to be cocky, but that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make it so that way we're like the finisher's teat. We're like the giver of life. But then also what makes finishers run is all the people. So you need the people, but then you need the like spot. Like wait till that place opens up. That is going to be like an insane amount of like stuff going, like transactions. Like people doing strength conditioning, people doing boxing, people taking class, people, doing this, people buying coffee, people say, oh, I met a photographer there. Like I want to put up like a big board so people can, put stuff up. And I don't know, man, I'm just really excited. So maybe I got to shut this down and call this mofo anyways and get moving. I know there's a lot of stuff I wanted to get to, but that's okay. We'll add it in next time. Like I said, check out, like I was saying before, check out the, Now We Go podcast. That's our normal podcast that we do. We do that once a week, and that's back on now. So we do that Mondays. Usually comes out on Tuesdays on Mike's stuff, and then later on our shit once I get my shit together. And then also JM's doing a video, doing a thing, and yeah, Mike's normal podcast going on. So we're doing our own thing. I'd rather, it's the same with clothes. Why am I buying all these dumbass clothes when I can just rock my own shit?
Yep.
Got to do it. So, and I have a lot of our own shit. So. But
yeah,
shout out to everybody. There it is. Swiss Beats.
Get it.
I might give away a brand new truck. I might give away $1 million. Whoa. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Thank you guys for everything. This is, I don't even know what number this is, but whatever, we'll figure it out. Once again, thank you to Kimera Koffee. We'll drink some more of this stuff on Monday. I already feel energized to hit the rest of the night.
I'm excited to try the other kind. What did we have today?
Today we had the dark roast.
Smooth.
Yeah, so very smooth. Smooth like a baby's buttocks, son. If you're into that kind of shit. Jeff Epstein is still alive. All right, I love you guys. Thanks, Mike. Shout out to you. Peace.
Jeff Epstein is still alive.
He is.